All right, let's dive in. We're looking at system teams in SAFe today.
Yeah, definitely a key part of the whole framework.
We've got a blog post here and a whole bunch of articles.
Mm-hmm.
So what do these teams actually do?
Well, they can be kind of the unsung heroes.
Okay.
In a lot of dev environments, right?
Right.
Not just SAFe.
Yeah.
But they definitely have their own flavor in SAFe, you know?
So before we get into the SAFe stuff, can we just talk like high level?
Yeah.
What's a system team?
Basically, they build and they maintain the infrastructure that allows Agile teams to really function at their best.
So they're not the developers themselves.
Right.
They're making sure the developers have everything they need.
Mm-hmm. The foundation.
Okay.
You know, that Agile can be built on top of, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So then how does this idea of a system team translate into SAFe?
Okay.
Where you have these RPs.
Yeah. So in SAFe, the system team gets even more specialized, I guess. More crucial, maybe, because they're not just supporting individual teams. Now they're supporting the whole RT, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a bunch of teams working together.
Okay.
Towards one bigger solution.
So they're coordinating.
Yeah,
all those different Agile teams.
Like they're the glue, I guess, that holds everything together. Yeah. Making sure it's all integrated and tested, working, you know, nicely.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's get into what they actually do in SAFe based on the source material here.
Sure.
So,
well, one of the big things is the development infrastructure. Right. That's where they set up the environments, both physical and virtual, where the teams can work.
Okay.
And the tools, version control, CI/CD pipelines, automated testing frameworks.
Okay, so they're like the architects.
Yeah, you could say that.
Of the whole ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. They're building the foundation that the Agile teams then use.
That's a pretty important role.
Oh, yeah.
What else?
So another one is the solution and system demos.
Okay.
They're the ones who facilitate those.
Right.
So they're showcasing the system as it evolves, getting the right stakeholders involved, and they get feedback to, you know, course correct.
So it's like giving everybody a sneak peek.
Exactly.
Behind the scenes to see what's happening.
Keep everyone aligned,
Yeah.
Make changes early.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then end-to-end testing.
Yeah, this one's big.
That's a big one, right?
Big one.
What all goes into that?
So they work with the Agile teams to ensure the quality and stability of the solution. And this means all kinds of testing. They've got automated tests, manual tests, you know, a whole gamut.
Now, the source mentioned that they handle like the really time-consuming tests to free up the Agile teams. But why not just let the Agile teams?
Well, it comes down to efficiency, I think, and expertise.
Yeah.
Certain tests, like performance testing or security testing, those need special skills or tools sometimes that the system team might be better equipped for, you know?
Okay. So
so they're taking on those tougher tests. So the Agile teams can just
focus on development. Right.
Okay, so it's all about playing to everyone's strengths.
That's the idea.
Right.
It's all a collaborative effort.
Okay.
At the end of the day.
And speaking of collaboration, what about solution integration?
Oh, that's a big one in SAFe.
Yeah, because you've got multiple teams building different parts.
Of a larger system.
Exactly. And the system team.
Okay.
That's where they come in. Yeah. Making sure it all works together.
Seamlessly,
yeah.
Okay.
So
they're at stand-up meetings.
Sometimes, yeah.
With all the different teams.
They're running integration scripts. They're managing version control, all that good stuff.
They're like connecting all the dots.
Yeah, you could say that.
Making sure it all fits.
Exactly.
All right. And then one more thing here.
Okay.
In the source material, it says release.
Release, yep.
What does that mean?
So this is where they really shine.
Okay.
Combining operations and engineering experience. Yeah. They get the solution ready for release.
Right.
Packaging it up. Running those final tests. And deploying to production.
So they're guiding it.
Yeah, through that last part of the journey.
That final step.
Okay,
so it's the whole release pipeline.
The whole thing.
Wow, they really do wear a lot of hats.
They do. It's a busy job.
But you said earlier, it's not about them doing everything.
Right.
There's got to be a balance.
A balance, yeah. It's not about creating a bottleneck where everything flows through them. It's more about empowering the Agile teams to be independent and efficient.
And the source material had that example of the system team doing all the performance testing.
Right. And the Agile teams did none.
And that didn't really work out?
Not really, no. It's about finding that sweet spot.
Okay.
Where the system team provides support guidance.
Okay.
But the Agile teams still have ownership responsibility.
Okay. So it's how they work with the Agile teams, not just what they do.
It's a bit of a dance.
It is, yeah.
And part of that dance is figuring out how to structure the system team. Because there are actually different ways to do that.
So what are some of those?
So there are 3 common structures companies tend to use.
Yeah.
And each has its own advantages and disadvantages.
So what kind of factors?
Oh, a lot of things.
Okay.
The complexity of the solution, if it's really complex, you might need a more specialized system team.
Makes sense.
Then there's testability. If the system is easy to test. It can be simpler.
Yeah.
And then the architecture matters too.
Okay.
Monolithic versus microservices. Those need different approaches.
So there's no one right way to structure it.
Got to choose what makes sense.
Okay.
For your specific situation.
That's a good point for our listener.
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah.
What kind of structure would make sense for you?
Yeah, based on all those factors.
Based on all those factors.
Okay, so before we get into those different structures, let's just reemphasize, like, why have a system team at all?
Right, the big picture.
What's the goal?
Well, it's about speed and efficiency. Those are in safe. Right. The main reason for a system team is to speed up those Agile release trains without, sacrificing quality or stressing out the devs.
Okay, so it's not just about having one.
Right.
It's about the right structure.
Exactly.
And that collaboration. To deliver value quickly.
Quickly and reliably.
Okay.
It's all about the system working together.
Working together to achieve the goal.
That's it.
All right, so we know that having the right structure for your system team is important.
Super important.
Can we break down what those structures actually are?
All right, so let's start with the most centralized approach.
Okay.
Where you have one system team supporting multiple RDOs.
Okay.
And this can work well for organizations that are, new to SAFe.
Yeah.
Because it keeps the expertise all in one place.
Right, so you have a central point of contact.
Exact.
For those RDs.
Yeah.
So it's simpler.
Yeah.
To get started.
Especially when there's a learning curve.
Right, but wouldn't that create a bottleneck?
That's the downside. As the organization scales, that centralized team can get overwhelmed.
Okay.
Slower response times, delays, all that.
Right, and it's less flexible.
Yeah, less flexible.
To adapt to each individual artist.
Exactly.
So what's the...
so then as companies get more... mature with SAFe.
Okay.
They often move to a decentralized structure where each art has its own system team.
So that solves the bottleneck issue.
It does.
But what are the challenges?
Well, it needs a higher level of Agile maturity overall because each team has to be self-sufficient.
Right.
They need a broad range of skills.
So it's a trade-off. Centralized is simpler.
It's for first.
But then it can
bottleneck.
Bottleneck, yeah.
Decentralized needs more maturity.
Okay.
But it's more flexible.
Is there like a middle ground?
There is, yeah. Oh. It's called a hybrid structure, and it mixes both.
So you have like a core system team that does the specialized stuff.
Right, like performance testing. Yeah. Security audits across all the RTs.
Okay.
And then each art also has its own team.
For the day-to-day stuff.
Exactly. Day-to-day support.
Okay, so you
get the best of both worlds.
The best of both worlds.
That's the idea.
You get that expertise. And you get the dedicated support.
For each RT.
Okay.
So, again, it's about choosing what works for you.
What works for your organization.
Your needs, your context. Yeah. There's no right answer. It's all about balance.
Balance.
Efficiency, flexibility, expertise.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, the source material talks a lot about collaboration.
Oh, yeah. Collaboration's key.
Between the system team and the Agile teams.
Huge.
Can you give like some concrete examples?
So, for example, infrastructure automation. Yeah. Instead of the system team just providing the infrastructure, they might work with the Agile teams to do infrastructure as code.
So it's defined in code.
Exactly. And then it's managed through code.
So it's more automated.
More automated, yeah.
Consistent?
Consistent, repeatable.
Repeatable. So the Agile teams, they can manage their own resources.
Right. That's the idea.
Instead of going
through the system team.
Through the system team.
Or everything, yeah.
So they have more ownership.
Ownership, yeah.
And they can work more independently.
Independently,
And it also encourages knowledge sharing. Between the teams, right.
That's one of the big benefits.
Okay, so it breaks down those silos.
Yeah, it's more integrated.
More integrated, yeah.
Definitely.
Any other areas?
Let's see.
Where that collaboration's important?
Well, CI/CD is another one.
Okay.
Continuous integration and delivery. Right. So the system team, they might help design the CI/CD pipelines.
With the Agile teams.
With the Agile teams, yeah.
So that the code changes
are automatically tested, integrated, deployed.
To the different environments.
The whole 9 yards.
So it's all smooth. From development. To production.
That's the goal.
Without a lot of
manual steps.
Manual intervention, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and by working with the Agile teams, the system team can ensure...
They can make sure.
That the pipelines are tailored.
Yeah, tailored to each team.
To each team.
Each project. Mm-hmm.
Okay, this all makes sense.
It does.
In theory, but are there real-world examples?
I've seen organizations where the system team actually pairs with developers to write automated tests.
So the developers, they learn about testing.
They learn about testing.
And the system team gets help.
Exactly.
With the testing.
It's a win-win.
Win-win.
Knowledge sharing at its best.
Okay, so communication is really important.
Oh, it's crucial.
How do they...
Well, a lot of times, they'll attend each other's stand-up meetings.
Daily stand-up.
Daily stand-ups, yeah.
Okay.
So they get those quick updates.
Right, and identify, and they can spot roadblocks.
Roadblocks.
Early on.
Early on.
And then there's tools like Slack, Microsoft Teams.
Right, for those remote teams.
Especially for remote teams.
And then documentation, too, right?
Documentation is huge.
Yeah.
Clear and concise about the infrastructure, processes, tools.
So the Agile teams can...
So they can self-serve.
Self-serve, yeah.
Whenever possible.
Okay, less back and forth.
Less back and forth, exactly.
So it's about transparency.
Transparency, yeah.
Shared understanding.
Okay.
Everyone has the info they need.
Yeah, that makes sense. So this is all starting to paint a picture of how the system teams help those ORTs.
They keep things running.
Run smoothly, yeah.
They let the Agile teams focus on what they're good at.
Which is?
Developing software.
Right.
High-quality software. That delivers value.
Delivering value, yeah.
To the customer.
All right, so we've covered the core responsibilities, the different structures.
The structures, yep.
And the collaboration.
Collaboration's super.
With those Agile teams.
Huge.
And we've also looked at some real-world examples.
Real-world stuff.
So hopefully our listener... has some good insights now.
Some food for thought.
About how this all works.
Yeah, how it all fits together.
But before we wrap up, I want to go back to that analogy of the RT being like a race car.
Right.
Which is helpful.
It is.
To visualize the speed.
Speed and efficiency.
Efficiency, yeah.
That's what SAFE's all about.
But are there other analogies?
Ooh, good question.
That could capture this relationship.
That could capture it.
Between the system team and the Agile teams.
I think that's a great point to ponder.
So if the Agile teams are these high-performing units.
They are.
Focused on delivering value.
Value.
What if we think of them as like a symphony orchestra?
Ooh, I like that.
Each Agile team is a group of musicians.
Talented musicians.
But they need a conductor.
Right.
To bring it all together.
And that's the system team.
The system team, yeah.
I love that analogy.
So the conductor sets the tempo, guides the interpretation.
Make sure everyone's in sync.
Everyone's in sync, yeah.
Playing together.
Working towards that final performance.
The big finale.
And just like a conductor might give a musician space to shine during a solo, the system team empowers those Agile teams to excel in their areas.
To do their thing.
But still contribute.
Yeah.
To the overall masterpiece.
The big picture.
It's not about control.
Right.
It's about enabling and guiding those individual teams.
Towards that shared success.
What other analogies come to mind?
What about a theatrical production?
Ooh.
So the Agile teams, they're the actors on stage.
Okay.
They're captivating the audience, right?
But behind the scenes, you have the stage crew.
The stage crew.
That's our system team. Working hard.
Yeah.
To make sure everything runs smoothly.
Building the sets.
The lighting.
The sound.
Yeah.
All the technical stuff.
So the Agile teams can...
So they can focus on their performance.
Shine in the spotlight.
Exactly.
They might not be visible all the time.
The stage crew, yeah.
But they're essential.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely essential.
To the success.
To the success of the whole show.
Of the production.
The production, yeah.
Or, in this case, the successful delivery of value.
In safe,
yeah.
I like that one.
Okay. So moving away from the arts a bit.
Sure.
What if we think of them as a ship?
A ship? Okay.
Navigating the ocean.
I like it.
So the Agile teams are the skilled sailors.
The sailors,
maneuvering the ship.
Through the rough waters.
Yeah, through all the challenges.
Exactly.
But they need the system team, our navigators and engineers.
The ones who keep things running.
Yeah, to chart the course. Keep those engines going.
Keep the engines going, yeah.
And make sure they reach their destination.
Safely and efficiently. That's a good one.
So it highlights that strategic importance of the system team.
They're not just there to fix things.
Yeah.
They're guiding the whole journey.
They are.
They're navigating around the obstacle.
Right. And communication's key.
Oh, yeah, just like on a ship.
Right.
The navigator's got to talk to the sailors.
Got to talk to the sailors.
Sharing information.
Coordinating, adjusting, making sure they stay on course.
So each of these analogies brings something different
to
the table.
Different perspective.
Yeah. It's about enabling. Guiding. Supporting, making sure everything runs smoothly.
Smooth
sailing towards that shared goal.
That's the key.
And that's what
it's all about.
System team does.
No matter the analogy. They empower those Agile teams to do their best work.
Our best work, yeah.
Delivering value. Quickly and reliably.
All right, well, deep divers, we've reached the end of our exploration of system teams and SAFe.
Sad to see it go.
We've unpacked their responsibilities, examined those different structures. Explored the collaboration, can't forget that.
With the Agile teams.
So important.
And how they keep those RTs running smoothly.
Chugging along.
We also challenged ourselves to think beyond
the race car.
Yeah. And come up with new analogies.
New ways to think about it.
So hopefully you've got some good insights.
Can take away to think about.
As you're navigating SAFe in your own organization.
Your own world.
And remember?
Yes.
That blog post. And those linked articles.
So much good stuff in there.
Are full of information.
A treasure trove.
So keep exploring.
Keep learning.
And
keep diving deep. Okay, so where were we?
We were talking about analogies.
Right, analogies.
For the system team.
Yeah.
And the Agile teams.
For that relationship. In SAFe.
Exactly. We had the race car. But I was thinking, maybe we could come up with some others.
Yeah, let's brainstorm.
So if the Agile teams are like these high-performing units, really focused on delivering value.
That's key.
What if we think of them as a symphony orchestra?
Oh, interesting.
So each Agile team is like a group of musicians.
Okay, I see where you're going.
Right, all talented.
Right, talented musicians.
But they need a conductor.
To bring it all together.
Exactly.
That's the system team.
Yeah.
I like that.
So the conductor, they set the tempo.
Right.
They guide the interpretation.
They make sure everyone's in sync.
Everyone's playing together.
Yeah.
Towards that final
performance.
And just like a conductor might give a musician space to shine.
Yeah, like a solo.
Like during a solo. The system team.
Right.
They empower those Agile teams.
Yes, exactly.
To excel.
In their areas.
In their own areas.
Yeah.
But still contribute.
But still part of the bigger picture.
To the overall masterpiece.
Yeah.
So it's not about...
Right. It's not about
control. It's about enabling them.
Yeah.
Guiding them. So they can all... Succeed together.
Work together.
Okay. What other analogies?
Let me think.
come to mind?
What about a theatrical production?
Ooh, okay.
So you've got the Agile teams.
Right.
They're the actors on stage.
There we go.
They're captivating the audience.
Right.
But you also have the stage crew.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
Working hard.
Working hard, yeah.
Making sure everything runs smoothly.
Building the sets.
The sets, the lighting.
Lighting, sound, all that.
Yeah, the technical stuff.
All the technical stuff.
So the Agile teams can...
So they can shine.
Shine, yeah.
In the spotlight.
Yeah. They might not always be visible.
The stage crew.
But they're essential.
Oh, yeah, they're crucial.
To the overall
success of the whole production.
Of the production.
Yeah.
Or in this case, the delivery of value.
Delivering that value.
In safe.
That's a good one.
Okay. So moving away from the arts a bit.
Sure.
What if we think of them as like a ship?
A ship, okay.
Sailing across the ocean.
I like it.
So the Agile teams, they're the sailors.
The skilled sailors.
They're maneuvering the ship.
Right, through the waves.
Through the storms.
Through the challenges.
But they need a system team.
The system team.
Our navigators and engineers.
To keep things running.
Right, to chart the course.
To chart the course.
Keep those engines going.
Make sure they reach.
Make sure they reach.
Make sure their destination.
Their destination safely.
Safely and efficiently.
That's a good one. It really highlights that strategic role of the system team.
Because they're not just
there to support
fixing things. They're guiding.
They're guiding the whole journey.
Navigating,
around the obstacles.
Exactly.
And just like on a ship, communication is key.
Absolutely.
The navigators have to talk to the sailors.
They gotta talk to the sailors.
Sharing information.
Share that info.
Coordinating.
They're coordinating.
Making adjustments as needed. So each analogy brings a different perspective.
A different angle.
Right.
It's about enabling,
guiding,
supporting,
ensuring smooth sailing. Toward that shared goal.
And ultimately, that's what a good system team does.
No matter the analogy, they empower those Agile teams. They do.
To do their best work.
Deliver value. Quickly and reliably.
That's it.
So, we've reached the end of our exploration
into system teams.
In safe.
We talk about
a lot.
Their responsibilities, the different structures.
The structures,
How they collaborate.
Collaboration.
With those Agile teams.
Super important.
To keep those Agile Release Trains.
Those trains running.
Running smoothly.
Good.
We also challenged ourselves.
We did.
To think beyond.
Beyond the race car.
That race car analogy.
Race car.
To find new ways. To understand this relationship.
This crucial relationship.
Hopefully.
This is giving you
some things.
Some insights.
To think about.
To consider. In your own organizations.
In your own role.
And remember that blog post and those articles.
All of those articles
are full of great information.
So much good stuff in there.
So keep exploring. Keep learning. And keep diving deep.
Keep diving deep.